Let's talk about the liver shrinking diet, what it is, what it's supposed to do, and how can you make it taste better. My name is Katerina, and a year ago I had gastric bypass surgery, and on my channel I share my experience. In today's video, we're going to talk about the liver shrinking diet or the Optifast diet. It's basically a meal replacement that you're put on prior to bariatric surgery. If that's interesting to you, stick around and I'll tell you all about my experience and how you can make it taste way better than what it is. So I hope you don't mind. I'm filming this during my lunchtime at work and I got some notes here. I want to make sure that I talk about everything that's on my list just to share this experience with you because I've gotten so many emails, so many comments about people that want to know about it. So let's start with this. Optifast. So the city that I live in put me on Optifast prior to the bariatric surgery. Optifast is a meal replacement meal. It's shakes, and so you're allowed to have 3 to 4 shakes a day. And I want to tell you, why do we have to go on Optifast? So if you're thinking about having bariatric surgery or if you've had it, you know that prior to having the operation, you're most likely going to go on a meal replacement diet prior to the surgery. And there's many reasons why you have to do that. So let me tell you, one of the reasons why you're mostly put on a liver shrinking diet or a meal replacement diet is basically just to prove to your surgeon that you're able to follow instructions when it comes to food. They want to know that you're serious about this. They want to know that you're able to make the sacrifice. And the first thing after surgery is the liquid phase. So this preps you for that. So they want to also ensure that you get used to being on a reduced calorie diet. So that's another reason. Another reason is also to reduce the size of your liver. So that was the case for me. So prior to surgery, I was diagnosed with a fatty liver. I had it for like 10 years. And never once had they told me that, hey, you should like lose weight. Maybe you should like go on a liver shrinking diet. Not until I decided to go ahead and have gastric bypass that I learned about how you can go ahead and reduce the size of your liver. So it's called the liver shrinking diet. And what the bariatric clinic in the city that I live in, they suggested that I go on the Optifast shakes. And the reason why they want you to do that is because when you have a fatty liver, the size of your liver is enlarged. And so it takes up a lot of space in your abdomen. In fact, it might even block your surgeon from doing the operation because they won't have access to your stomach because the liver will block the access. So that's a major reason to go on that diet. Another reason to be put on the liver shrinking diet or the meal replacement diet is the pre-bariatric surgery is designed to assist in making your surgery as safe as possible. So a lot of times there's a lot of fat around your abdomen. If you're overweight or morbidly obese, usually the fat is around the abdomen area. So going on a meal replacement diet for a certain period of time will drastically reduce the size of your abdominal area, making it much easier for your surgeon to do the operation. In fact, when someone goes on one of those diets, half of the weight that they lose while they're on that diet comes from the abdomen area. So it's a great reason to help you get started on your weight loss journey by starting off with a meal replacement diet or an Optifast diet. All right, so what does Optifast do to your body? Well, Optifast or any liver shrinking diet or any type of meal replacement diet prior to bariatric surgery will actually have the purpose of putting you in ketosis. If you know anything about the keto diet or the Atkins diet, you know about ketosis. Ketosis is basically, it's a metabolic state that occurs when your body is burning fat rather than carbs or glucose from your body. So this means that your body will shift from using primarily carbohydrates to using the fat storage that you already have as an energy source in your body. That means that you will lose a lot of fat in a quick way. Clinical studies actually have proven that going on these types of diets, 14 to 20% average weight loss instantly by doing this, 12 to 15% average decrease in cholesterol, 7 to 10% average decrease in blood pressure, 16% average decrease in waist circumference, and a significant amount of weight is also lost. Of course, this is something that is very individual to the person that's doing this, but a lot of weight can be lost just by going on a liver shrinking diet or a meal replacement diet. Are there any side effects, however? Any side effects to going on Optifast? I will tell you, constipation, diarrhea, or upset stomach can definitely occur. These kinds of diets are usually low-calorie diets, usually liquid diets, and they don't usually have a lot of fiber. So it's very possible that you might have to go on a fiber supplement along with taking this diet. So taking Benefiber or Metamucil capsules will help. Also, increasing the amount of water that you drink will also help with constipation. Let me share something else with you. So, I have said before in previous videos that going on Optifast was the hardest part of my entire journey. I am now 13 months post-op gastric bypass surgery. I had the Roux-en-Y back in December 2022. And I can literally tell you that the hardest part of the entire journey was that phase of the journey prior to the surgery, having to do the Optifast. It was difficult for me mentally, extremely difficult, because it was a drastic change to the way that I used to eat. And so it was very hard to stick to it. I was on the phone constantly with my registered nurse trying to get little tidbits of information on how I can make it better. So I'm going to share that with you. And I also want to let you know, don't beat yourself up if you fail. Don't beat yourself up, okay? Take it one shake at a time and understand that it is a difficult process and it's okay if you need more help. Talk about it with your bariatric clinic, ask them for help, and they will give you suggestions as well. I'll tell you what they told me, because I was struggling. I was struggling from like day one. Day one, I had to take 4 shakes a day for 3 weeks. And I could tell you after day one, in the middle of day one, I was already struggling. So let me share with you what you can actually add on to this diet. So can you eat certain foods while you're on this diet? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Not a lot of choices, but I'll tell you what you can have. So ideally, obviously, if you're on this diet, you should be on the shakes only. However, if you do need to have food, and a lot of people, it's just a mental thing as well. They just need to chew on something. My bariatric clinic said that you can have 100 grams of meat, whether it be chicken, fish, eggs, beef, 100 grams of some type of meat you can add to your diet. You can also add 2 cups of vegetables. And you can have asparagus, beans, broccoli, celery, cabbage, carrots. And you can add toppings to it. You can add lemon juice on it, vinegar, mustard, chili flakes on your vegetables. You can also have 2 cups of broth. You know those little cubes, like those chicken or beef or vegetable cubes that you can add to water? You can have 2 cups of those. So if you want to change the taste in your mouth, if having the shakes itself is just a little bit too bland for you, if it's getting hard emotionally, these are the things that you can add to your diet that are considered okay. As well, you can have some fruits, not a lot of fruits, but you can have berries, bananas, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and that's something that you can actually add on to your shake. So how can you make your shake taste better? Usually you have a choice between vanilla or chocolate. So here's what you can do. I'll tell you what you can do. First of all, those shakes, they taste so much better with a lot of ice. The colder you can make them, the better they will taste. You could put them in a blender with a lot of ice, and then you can add your berries into it. You can add your fruits into it, and that way, instead of having just a plain chocolate shake or a plain vanilla shake, now you have a smoothie. Much, much easier to ingest, and it almost makes you feel like you're cheating. Another thing you can do is buy herbal teas. You buy herbal teas. Let me just see here. I'll tell you. So, what I wrote here. With your vanilla shake, you can add fruit-infused herbal teas instead of water. With your chocolate shake, you can add cold peppermint tea instead of water. I used to also buy the skinny syrups. You can find them anywhere, the skinny syrups. And they have caramel is the one that I like. I like to put caramel in my vanilla shake. And it tasted like a specialty coffee almost. Oh, talking about coffee, you can add 1 teaspoon of decaffeinated instant coffee. Let's say in your vanilla shake, even in your chocolate shake, and then add on flavor to that. And at that point, it almost feels like you're cheating because it feels like a specialty coffee. So these are little tricks that you can do. You can also add artificial sweeteners to it. You can add equal Splenda sugar-free syrups. It'll make it taste so much better. I want to tell you, if you're currently on the Optifast, I don't envy you. I just don't envy you, but I do want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to know that this is just a very, very, very small part of the journey. In my opinion, it's the hardest part of the journey. So if you can make it through that, you can make it through anything. I promise you, it's totally worth it. Totally, totally worth it. And I want you to keep in mind this. I want you to keep in mind that not only is this just a temporary phase, but it's an important phase because most of the time, there's a reason why you have to be on it. Whether it be because you need to change your eating habits, whether it be because you need to shrink your liver, it's something that is necessary for you to move on to the next step of this journey. So understand that it is not easy. Understand that you might struggle through it, but understand that it is a necessary part of the journey. And it'll make you feel so much more proud knowing that you're able to go through it. Talking about a personal story, like I said, I failed on it from day one. I cheated, as you say. Listen, I was on the phone with my bariatric clinic instantly, like just crying and like freaking out about it because I wasn't ready mentally to make such a drastic change. And even though I was seeing a therapist and a behavioral psychologist, I was just so scared because I felt like because food had become like almost like something I depended on. It was something that I needed like emotionally. So the way that I was eating was an emotional way of eating. And I abused food, almost like a drug. So knowing this, it was extremely, extremely difficult for me. And these are the hints that my bariatric clinic told me that I can do to help me move on through this phase. So if you're strong enough, if you're able, do the shakes. Do the shakes and stick just to the shakes. But if you struggle, you're not alone. You're not alone. Don't give up on yourself. Don't think that, hey, you're not going to be able to do this. You're going to be a failure. Maybe you should reconsider the surgery. Don't. Just know that you can do it. Maybe differently. Maybe with a little help. With a lot of different things that you can do to make it better. It might not be ideal, but it's better than nothing. And every step that you take is towards better health. So understand that it's okay to struggle, but there's things that you can do to make it better. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know that it's not an easy journey, but I'm here to encourage you and share my personal story. And I want to hear about your story. Where are you at? Where are you at in your journey? Are you thinking about having the surgery? Have you had the surgery? What phase are you in right now? I want to hear all about it. Thank you so much for watching my video. And if this type of video interests you, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not really looking forward to this. All right, moment of truth. It's very powdery, but the taste is good. It's sweet. It's very sweet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go add coffee to it. It doesn't taste that bad, so I think it's gonna mix well. All right, let's try this. That's good. With the ice and the coffee, it almost tastes like a specialty vanilla coffee. I love it. I don't know if I could enjoy this for 14 days straight. I have other things I can mix it with. All right, so this is day one. Day one, not so bad. I'm gonna vlog all my 14 days and show you different recipes that I might use. So yeah, one step closer to the operation.